After UFC 282 main event, Dana White didn't hide his frustration about the fight.
What are you going to do? I think the main event was terrible. What are you going to do? We've seen this. This is nothing new. I don't even know. I started to zone out after in 3 rounds. So, I heard that Ankalaev is upset and whatever. What do you want me to do? You got beat up the first 2 rounds and you took him to the ground. You started. What are you going to do?
Since none of the fighters got the belt, UFC right after the event announced that Glover and Hill will fight for the vacant belt. The fight is scheduled for the next year in Brazil.
You do Glover versus Jamal Hill in Brazil for the vacant title.
Is that done?
Done. We got out of the octagon. We're all bummed out in my green room in the back. And then Hunter and Mick started talking. Hunter had talked to somebody, and Mick had already talked to somebody, and they're like, what about doing this in Brazil? We'll turn it right around and do this thing in Brazil. And everybody started to cheer up a little bit and got a lot more fun back in the green room, yeah.
Dana White has always told to never leave it in the hands of judges. He slammed Gordon's game plan for the last round, since he thought that he won the first 2 rounds.
It's like the Paddy Pimblett fight. It's like Gordon had a horrible game plan going into that 3rd round. You think you won the first 2 rounds with the judges? I mean, how do you know that? Why go in there and throw away the 3rd round and not go in and fight your ass off and try to win? If you think you know who won what round or whatever, you're crazy. I've been doing this for 23 years. I have no idea what those guys are going to do or what they're going to say. You know what I mean? I thought that Jared Gordon's game plan in the 3rd round was horrible. He felt like he had the first 2 rounds, and he went in and pushed him against the fence. And I got to go after the ref too. A big fight, co-main event, 3rd round, crowd's going crazy, and you're going to let him stand against the fence the entire fight. But these are these things that happen. What are you going to do? Horrible game plan by Gordon. The ref let it happen, and he threw the fight away. He was doing great in that fight. He should have fought the 3rd round. These 2 rounds, they were both hitting each other. You don't know how one guy's looking at a fight. When rounds are that close, you don't go and give away the 3rd round.
In the eyes of UFC, Daren Till's stock hasn't decreased. His performance versus Plessis was selected as fight of the night.
I mean, that's the fight of the night. I don't think his stock drops at all. If he would have went out there and got destroyed in the 1st round, like it looked like it was going to happen, but he did the exact opposite. He weathered that storm, stayed out of submissions, and then he comes back and you think he's going to win the fight. I thought it was an awesome fight. That's why it was fight of the night, and I don't think his stock dropped at all. And for Plessis, what an incredible win for him. I think that slam at the end, I think that took the life out of Till. Did you hear that when they hit the ground? Yeah, that was brutal. I think that's what ended the fight more than the choke.